Cleveland's old man football. And I think it's kind of a similar story with New England, to be quite honest with you. They go and they beat the Chargers in L.A. 27-24, the final score here. So the Pats get back to 4-4. What'd you say there, Pete?
I predicted this score.
You predicted this final score.
I said 27-24. New England was one of the games this week where I looked at and I said, I think this is one of the upsets I'm going to pick for sure. I thought they matched up really well. You saw enough of how the game, New England's got two things going for them, at least on the offensive side of the ball. The O-line and the running game are kind of rounding into form and a little bit closer to what we saw last year. Mac Jones and the passing offense have found a few ways to get a few explosive plays, as compared to early in the year where it was dink and dunk.
Right.
And like to your old dad point, they're not making a lot of mistakes anymore. They were a lot of turnovers, stupid penalties, un-New England type things early on in the year. We're seeing that kind of slow down a little bit.
There were still some in this game. Some holding penalties wiped out some big plays.
Every time they had a big run in the second half, it came back. I mean, Damian Harris must have been like, I should have ran for 200 yards today. Every time I turned around, I had to walk back to the huddle 40 yards after a 40-yard run because of holding.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
They had a fumble in the red zone. So I think that actually is concerning for the Chargers, right? Because you think, like, how was New England going to win this game playing perfect, winning by 3? It's like, well, they didn't play perfect.
No, but they forced the Chargers not to play perfect either. So that's what saved them.
And now Justin Herbert's 2 worst passer rating games, completion percentage games of his career have now come against the Patriots. What are they doing against him that's making life so difficult?
Well, I think there's, first off, they match up good. We know how good they are in the secondary. They're so well coached. The Chargers are not a good running football team. So when New England's not as good as I thought they would be at stopping the run. They're good enough to go, wait, we don't have to put too many eggs into that basket to stop this team to slow them down.
Right.
So when you get to a team where the Belichicks can go, okay, it's really like 75-25 pass to run, and we can kind of play that percentage, that's where they're great, right? And that's where they can give you 9 million different coverages and in big situations take away the guy they think you're going to go to. I think it's that aspect, okay? And then the other aspect I think of this is, for 2 weeks in a row, and I kind of said this early in the year, like the offense of the Chargers didn't wow me. I didn't go, oh, my gosh, look at this. This is so creative. This is amazing. I went, they got good players. They run the right plays into the right defenses. I do think you're seeing the NFL catch up to them a little bit right now. And Joe Lombardi, new offensive coordinator, and going, wait, okay, we got enough games now here, and the way we've broken down our games here in our front office and with our, bitch boy guy coaches like I was in New England to start to be able to play like formations, down and distances, they like to do this. When this receiver's in the slot, they like to do that. When this receiver's outside, they do this. That's what starts to happen. And to me, that was one of the things that jumped out to me. Again, I'd have to go back and watch the film, but I just felt like it was one of those games, too, where Justin Herbert dropped back a bunch of times, and he was like, oh, I want to throw it. Wait, he's not open. I want to throw it to him. Oh, he's not open. Mm-hmm. And when I would see replays, it looked like the Patriots were over a lot of their stuff in the pass offense.
Yeah, and it seemed like the Chargers found themselves in 3rd and long situations for a majority of the second half of that game.
That's what I think it was.
3rd and 9
right.
all the time.
Exactly.
So they just couldn't get in manageable situations here.
New England's dangerous. You got to. Don't sleep on them yet.
Well, they're the opposite, right? Because
right.
they have that running game, and you mentioned it as well.
Right.
Since that -1 rushing yard game versus Tampa Bay, they have 120 plus rushing yards in 4 straight games.
There you go.
Saeed Ali says victory lap for the Pats, upsetting the Chargers. That run D for LA was good until it wasn't. Do you think it'll hinder LA in the playoffs?
I do. I mean, I'm not ready to say LA's going to go to the playoffs yet. I'm not ready to say that. Again, they're going to be on the fringe. When you can't stop the run to the capacity they can, they're going to have issues against like 90% of the NFL. What happened yesterday? I mean, listen, Kendrick Bourne doesn't fumble that ball like you talked about, which was that in the red zone or fringe red zone or wherever it was? Yeah. They were driving. I know that to your point.
I don't think he played after that, too.
He probably didn't. You're right. I don't think it did either. The next 2 times Mac Jones dropped back to pass, I was like, I don't see Kendrick Bourne out there. Yeah. I think you're right. He's in the doghouse for a while. But, it's hard to be explosive on offense when the other team's always running the ball, moving the ball down the field, on the field. The Patriots, for my money, and again, maybe I'm wrong, I know I'm watching a lot of different, controlled the pace of that football game, I felt like, throughout. You know, I didn't know if they would win, but I remember just sitting there as the games were going on and watching going, this is exactly how New England wants this game to go right now. It's not a shootout. It's not a lot of big plays in the pass game. You know, they're playing pass defense and going, go ahead, run it. Go ahead, run it. And I know Jackson had that one big run, but they were willing to let that happen. You know, that they didn't want a 70-yard run, but they were willing to go, okay, every now and then you're going to get 5 yards in the run game. So what?
Right.
But you're not going to get Mike Williams 30 down the field, Keenan Allen 25 down the field, you know, Jared Cook 50 down the field. So that's where defense is only going to get better there in New England. Mac Jones is getting better and better and finding ways to make a few good throws every week. And you said it, the run game O-line, when they can do that, New England's going to start playing complementary football. And they're always going to have the right game plan. And we'll see as it goes forward. I know they still got a lot of tough games on their schedule, but they're going to be annoying to whoever they play in football.
Madridista Forever says, victory lap on Mac Jones being underrated just because he didn't look athletic. He has been the best rookie quarterback. Do you agree with that? I mean, Jones has looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't really made, I mean, some of the deep passes in this game, but he doesn't have that wow factor.
No,
for
he
sure.
doesn't have the wow.
We never said that he had the wow factor.
Right.
But do you think he's been the best rookie quarterback?
It's hard to argue. Like, I think what I say to people when they ask me on the radio is like, yeah, he does not win the wow factor. Like,
No.
I still look at Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and Justin Fields and go, whoa, they've made me say wow a lot, like a lot. But then, you know, I think just from purely being able to handle everyday life in the NFL and manage an offense and a game and be the most consistent with reads and throws, clearly the best. And, you know, I think the other thing, too, is I think his physical ability will show up more and more as he gets more comfortable and doesn't think so much. He's got a lot on his plate. He's got more on his plate than any one of these other quarterbacks.
Maybe he needs less on his plate.
Well, they need to be able to run the fucking ball. I think that's probably why they're about a little bit.
A chef.
Oh, he could use a little less in that department too. But yes, it's hard for me to argue and not say he's been the best rookie QB to this point.
Yeah. He's been good, and he's
it's not
got
sexy.
the job done. Did his job, like Rodney Harrison does.
Didn't make mistakes, and I'd say made 4 or 5 throws where you went, whoa, that changed the field position, and now they're here in scoring position. And they got control of the football game. And the way New England's built, that's the way they're going to play this year, and that's the way they want to play.
Yep, he did very well. He did not get a damn okay, though, because I'm going to reserve that for backup quarterbacks who were very instrumental in the games yesterday.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.